It's been 6 months since the supposedly groundbreaking Essential phone was released. Has the experience been improved since then? Let's find out. It's time for Unbox Daily. Welcome to Unbox Daily, I'm your host Jason, and today we're going to take another look at the Essential phone. It was released 6 months ago. It didn't exactly hit with the big bang that everybody was hoping for, but you know, it's had some time. The developers have released some new versions of it, have given it some software updates, and I think it's time to check it out again. If you like what you see and you want to check out more, hit that subscribe button or check us out at unbox.tv. All right, let's start first at the beginning. When the phone was released late last year, there was a lot of expectation around how good this phone was supposed to be. After all, it was built by the guy who started the Android project in the first place, and it was supposed to come with all sorts of bells and whistles that would allow you to use all of the accessories you bought for your Essential phone with future generations. This was supposed to be the groundbreaking Android phone we've been waiting for. Unfortunately, it didn't exactly go that way. To refresh your memory, let's check out this review from MKBHD, who had some less than stellar things to say about the phone when it was released.
Would I recommend buying this phone? And as much as I enjoyed using it, probably not. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome to see a new company get so much right in their first try. But at the same time, it is $700, so it's kind of, for me, like it's floating around in that void of other really good smartphones from the established manufacturers. For the same price, you could get a Galaxy S8 that also has a software skin, but also has a way better camera and also has waterproofing and a headphone jack. All
right, so Marquez's recommendation then was not to buy, and you can see why. It was a $700 price point, there were only 2 colors, and to be perfectly honest, the experience of using the phone wasn't that great. I mean, they were using Android 7.1. I mean, this was not exactly an up-to-snuff phone. And, you know, once you dug into it and you could start to see how the components were put together in the phone itself, you could see that it was going to be expensive to maintain. Here with the teardown, so you can see exactly what we're talking about, is Zach from Jerry Rig Everything, who literally busted it apart to give you a sense of exactly what kind of components we were talking about.
Unlike the Pixel phones though, this Essential phone has 0 replacement parts for sale, even now 4 months after its release. There are 2 Phillips screws holding down the Lego-style connector for the LCD panel. I would link to the replacement parts in the video description, but they don't exist, which is unfortunate to anyone who breaks their phone or needs the battery replacement in the future.
The lack of essential replacement parts being available, that was one of the major deal breakers that folks had. After all, if you can't replace one of the parts easily or at low cost, you better have a phenomenal experience to match. I mean, if you're not Apple, that's a high bar to set. To their credit though, the engineers at Essential heard everybody's responses and did the best they could with what they had, namely by releasing a series of software and product updates that actually made the Essential phone better over time, including things like using the camera. Here to show that off and to give you a little bit of a hint of what the experience of using the camera on the phone might look like is Austin Evans.
Now don't get me wrong, it's not exactly going to rival the Pixel, but it has gotten so much better than before. Now pretty much all of that is thanks to Essential constantly releasing updates to improve the camera. In fact, literally the day we're shooting this, it got another update which not only improved a little bit of the performance, but also added some additional options in the camera app. Provided that you have some decent light, the photos really aren't too bad. Now the autofocus is still a little bit on the slow side, and one of the things I did notice is that while the image might not look that great on the preview, once you actually take a shot and it's processed, it typically does look a lot better. Which is nice, except that it would be better to know exactly what your shot's going to look like before you hit the shutter button.
Viewfinder issues notwithstanding, we're now talking about a phone that's on the lower price point for other Android smartphones at this level. Combined with the constant iterative software updates and improved picture quality in the camera means that this is actually a halfway decent contender for a good phone. And don't think that they stopped at just the software updates. They actually released several additional colors for the Essential phone after the initial launch, which actually seems to be pretty attractive to most people. Here to share his thoughts as well as his favorite color of the new set is Lou from Unbox Therapy.
There you have it. That's the 3 new colors there. And of course, as you know, there's the original Pure White, Black Moon, and then now these 3. Ocean Depth, Copper Black, and my favorite, I mean, that's a no-brainer to me, the Stellar Gray. And they call it gray, but in all honesty, it's pretty close to black as well. It just looks so clean. I didn't expect to find one of these and have it really change my opinion so much on the device as a whole.
Personally, I like the blue over the other colors, but I can see what Lou means. Those are some nice quality paint jobs on those phones, and it does make it look like a physically more attractive piece of hardware. But bare bones, brass tacks, the ultimate question here is, should you spend the money to buy this phone and use it as a daily driver? Well, there's a lot of mixed feelings about that, and I think the folks over at Hardware Canucks sum it up best right here.
They're all kind of meh. The software experience was also not the best, given how I was going through the screen jitter issues that I mentioned earlier. It just killed the experience. I was not really pleased by the performance of the Essential phone. On the other hand, the design on the smartphone is absolutely breathtaking. It's seriously right on par with the iPhone X if you were to ask me, but of course, this is Essential's first smartphone and they have a lot to work on. They're continually working on updates to fix issues with this device, and I'm hoping that they will with the upcoming 8.0 update.
So there you have it. It wasn't a grand slam out of the gate, but it shows a lot of promise for the folks at Essential and the phones that they'll be producing in the future. I, for one, really look forward to the day when we have a set of phones where all the accessories I bought for previous versions work seamlessly with the new ones, and the new base model is a substantial improvement over previous iterations. That's a really complicated way of me saying that I look forward to the new Essential phones. And that's it for our quick look at the Essential phone in 2018. Hope you enjoyed. If you like what you saw and you want to check out more, head on over to unbox.tv or look us up on the iOS store. In the meantime, I'll be back soon with more great videos from your favorite product reviewers and unboxers. I'm your host, Jason. Have a great day.